Hi, my name is Autumn Tarpley and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, I am Isaac Schutko and I'm in the 7th grade.
I'm Stephanie Spidell and I'm in 8th grade.
Well, I've heard about Mexico for many years.
I wanted to go to Mexico to see God's beauty in different places.
Everyone is like, oh my gosh, you're going to Tijuana? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, there's like all this violence. I'm like, oh yeah. And I was just like super excited. I don't really think about all that stuff.
My sister went and my brother went and they just loved the experience. And so I thought I would try it.
And the places we went to, we were always surrounded by a bunch of people from the church. And so I always felt really safe.
I thought it was just a great opportunity to spend time with my son doing the Lord's work.
One of the first things we did, we went to the Colonia and handed out rice and beans to the people in the Colonia to come to the church and go to the Vacation Bible School we were hosting. After we handed out rice and beans, we went back to the church and kind of had a Vacation Bible School where we served them lunch. And we played with them there. And we did a little skit about the lame man that got lowered to the roof and how Jesus healed him. Me, Matt, and Tristan, we went out and had a little recreation soccer game with 3 other kids. We got killed.
It was just really neat to see how no matter what country, no matter what language barrier, the love of Christ is universal. And just to see that through their Wednesday night church was just something that really blessed my heart. What also was really kind of fun is just to see the kids interact. There was a 15-minute period of time where they just continued to play one song over and over, but the kids just danced the whole time, and that was just a special blessing for me.
We stayed at the orphanage when we were there, and it was just fun playing with the kids there, playing basketball, soccer, and all different kinds of stuff, and just hanging out with them, getting to know them, even though we really didn't have that much of the same language.
The second day of ministry, we had a carnival, and there were games and crafts and face painting, and I did face painting, and it was kind of hard to know what they wanted, but then I kind of caught on to the words they were saying, so I finally got it. But then they all grabbed brushes and started painting everyone, and so it was really funny. My face looked kind of scary because of all the paint on it. It was just crazy. Another part of the day, there was a little party, I guess. The church was decorated and there was a piñata. There were a bunch of balloons and stuff, and all the kids just loved that. After we did the party, we washed hair for the kids that were going to camp. It was kind of hard to try to not get them wet. They had a plastic bag around them, but I would still get them wet, and I was like, oh, sorry, and I didn't know how to say sorry in Spanish, so it was kind of a problem, but it was still fun.
It was a lot harder because you didn't know what they were saying or what they wanted, if we're feeding them lunch or something. You didn't know if they wanted more or less, or if they wanted when you wanted to or something like that. We had 3 main translators, and they went with us and they kind of helped. They translated for us, and we told them and they told the Hispanics of what we said, and that really helped bridge the gap.
One of the things we're going to do is bring the kids from 7 to 18 to camp. This was going to be their first camp ever, so that was pretty exciting that we get to share that experience with them.
On the day we were leaving for camp, we met at the church, and there were a ton of kids outside just running around, and they were all just so excited.
Well, it was in the middle of nowhere, and it was really hot the whole time. When we got there, we gave them these backpacks full of everything you need for camp, like a toothbrush, a pillow, a towel.
Middle school more served food and stuff. For a while, we washed a bunch of oranges and we blew up balloons and filled up water balloons for the games and stuff. So we did just a lot of the kind of background stuff for activities later in the day.
One of the things we take for granted is that we can actually take a shower and get clean, because they don't actually get to take a shower often at all. They were so excited, and they loved the showers. They would take 5 showers a day.
I really enjoyed the camp where we went and just spent time with the kids and played with them and like actually served them.
It was just like normal camp. We would have like a service and they would do some music and then do a lesson, but we couldn't really understand the lesson, so that was kind of difficult. But we had some translators, so that was good.
I really came just to see what the Lord would want me on this trip. Mostly I just thought I would enjoy seeing my son ministering and enjoying God's work. But he also blessed me and gave me opportunity to use some of my skills, and I was able to help different individuals with some illnesses and some injuries that happened during the course of the trip. And I wasn't expecting to be blessed in that way, but I really enjoyed being able to serve the Lord in that way.
God showed me that it's not only about us, it's about a greater picture that's like in His works, and with how this will influence my life more and more as it goes on.
The idea of sending your kid on a mission trip can be somewhat scary. They are out of your control and out of your hands, but I remember a missionary once said to me, the safest place for us to be, and that would be our kids too, is to be in the center of God's will. Sometimes the center of God's will could be a dangerous physical place. Sometimes it could be a place that we do not want our kids to go to, but we have to realize that God loves our kids way more than we ever could. And the idea of safety is something that we just have to trust the Lord on.
There's this little boy named Gustavo, and he had these silly bands, and he like splitted them between me and Stephanie, and he like gave them all to us, and then he had more the next day, and he gave us like all of them. And so it was just so sweet because they don't have much, and then he was just like giving us everything he could.
Seeing him washing hair of the youth there, seeing him just playing and getting his face painted by the kids at the church, it was a total blessing. We drew closer. The thing that got me really excited was Isaac's desire to go back, that maybe this birthed something in his spiritual walk, that maybe he might sometime be a full-time missionary. That I was able to witness maybe the beginning of that is just a blessing that I'll always have.
One of the things we do at the end of the trip is we go and stay at Coronado Island. Coronado is just a really beautiful place, and it's just like a really expensive resort place. And on the beach there, you can like look over and see Mexico, and so it was like really weird to like be able to you're here in like this place that's like so like rich and everything, and then you like look over and like there's all these people like living in shacks and stuff like that. It was just kind of weird.
God showed me that they were just like a family. They just loved each other so much, and it was so sweet, and they just like knew each other, and it was really nice.
Just the most special time is seeing your kids grown in their faith and walking in God's will for them. Nothing brings a parent any more joy, and to be able to see that firsthand is a particular special blessing.
If you ever thought about going to Mexico, it's just a great trip, and I just enjoyed it so much, and I'm so glad I went, so you should really go because it's just so great.